Hi, Scott Beardsley with TubularFitness.com. In another video, I talk in more detail about something that's called complex training. Complex training is a superior way of developing muscular power. And the way that you do this is you do what's called a superset. You do one set of strength exercises and you follow that up with a set of power exercises. In using the resistance tubes for the strength exercise portion, I'm going to be using what's called an isometric, otherwise known as a static contraction. And to do that, and giving the example of doing the chest press, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get at a distance where I can almost push the tubes all the way out to a locked position. And I'm just going to hold that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And by doing that static contraction, you're building a great deal of strength into the muscles. And static or isometric contractions have been shown to be a powerful way to build strength. Some feel, a lot of experts feel, that just by getting out into this almost fully extended position, you're working the muscle fibers through what would be the equal of working through the entire range of motion. But I go along with the theory that says you're really building your most force right at the angle of the joint that you're at. So in order to complete this strength portion of the workout, I then step out a little bit to where when I push out, I'm in the middle of the range. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I go ahead and I hold that statically for 4 to 8 seconds. Go ahead and let my muscles recover a little bit. And during this period of time, you're building a lot of potential to be able to then do the power moves. I then step out to where I can only move a couple of inches at this beginning range of motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go ahead and what I do if I were, depending on where you are in your period of periodized workouts that I talk about in another video, you've done your strength moves for your chest press, and they say that when you're in your off season, you want to wait more of a period of time, or when you're just beginning doing this training, wait a little bit more period of time, several minutes, before you then go back and do your power movement. Well, while you're waiting, go ahead and turn around and get into the position to do your standing back rows. So I go ahead and I pull back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And for brevity, I'm not going to go ahead and do the full contractions or wait periods. I'm just going to quickly walk through this to where I'd step back, do my static contraction for the middle of the range of motion, and then go ahead and step back to where I'm just able to just get a couple of inches there at the beginning of that range of motion. And then I do the same thing for the overhead simulation of the overhead press. I'd bend over, get out to where I can almost lock my elbows out. Do that, rest for a little bit, step out a little bit, go into the middle of the range of the motion, rest a little bit. I'm again not holding the contractions for the full 4 to 8 seconds or resting as long as I would if I were really doing this. And then get at that beginning range of motion. And then after you've done that, go ahead and simulate your overhead pull down. So you go ahead and you get in a position where you can get back and do that static stretch. Go ahead and pull on out to where you're in the middle of the range of motion. And then pull out again to where you're just able to move at that beginning range of motion. Then go back to your chest press. And now it's been about 4 to 6 minutes since you did your strength movement for this particular exercise. And now you do your power movements, which are short pulses. So I'm going to go ahead, get out here to the beginning and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm almost out to the end of the range of motion. Notice I'm not trying to go through the full range of motion, which has its place in working out with resistance tubes. But for this power movement, I'm just doing these short, powerful little thrusts. And then go ahead and rest a few minutes. Do the same thing. 4, 5, 7, 8. in the middle range of motion, and then go ahead at the beginning of the range of motion. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy, I tell you, you have to be in a fair amount of fitness and development of strength to be able to pull this off, because you want to be using that potential to do these power moves as powerfully as you can. If all you're doing is just tiring yourself out in the strength move and you can't pull off doing powerful power moves, you're kind of defeating the purpose, because you're supposed to be developing potential. Now, here's the most powerful way of combining these exercises, and that's going right from your strength move to your power move. So in this one, and this you do as you reach the point of the year in your periodization cycle where you're wanting to really peak out, and you've been just building up your body and building up your body, and now you're ready to just pull everything out of it as you get ready to peak for the end of your season, or if you're just going through a periodization of your regular workouts. What that would look like, just demonstrating with the chest press, would go ahead, do your strength move, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And go ahead and just go right from your strength move to your power move. You're going to need to recover a little bit with this, and then get ready to go into your mid-range. Go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go ahead and rest up just a little bit, and then go ahead and step on out to where you're right at the beginning of the range of motion, and just do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, needless to say, to do either of those types of workouts and then go on through your standing back row and simulating your overhead press and your overhead pull down takes a fair amount of physical conditioning to pull this off before you're even ready for this type of exercise. But when you're fit enough to try this kind of exercise and you start doing this regularly, you're going to see that this is just a tremendously powerful workout, and you're going to get a lot out of it.